What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today we're continuing with the NL West. We've done the Diamondbacks, and it's time to talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers. And every year I do a Dodgers preview, and usually I'm asking, is this the best team of all time? Well, this year, I think the Dodgers, for the first time in my YouTube career, have actually not gotten better this offseason. Not to say they're not good. I'm not saying that. This team is extremely good. Great. I mean, they are stacked like usual, but maybe not as stacked. So let's get into the Dodgers. Yes, I'm a Giants fan, but I'm just going to give my unbiased opinions on this Dodgers team right here. And just be completely honest, and we'll just look at the competition right here. You can look at this from a Giants fan perspective as we're looking at the competition, or as a Dodgers, from a Dodgers fan perspective as, hey, you want to see what team you got this year. I'm going to be totally honest about it, and we're going to break this down. So starting with the offseason for the Dodgers, unfortunately, the Dodgers have a lot of guys who are departing. A lot of 2022 Dodgers are not going to be coming back. Andrew Heaney signed with the Rangers. Trevor Bauer obviously released, for obvious reasons. I think that was the right move, but you did sign Trevor Bauer to be a big part of this rotation for 3 years as a 2020 Cy Young Award winner, and he has, I mean, for obvious reasons, it hasn't worked out, and Trevor Bauer is not going to be coming back, and I don't know if he's going to be playing anywhere. So Dodgers still on the hook for that salary, and now he's not there. So still, it's not good. It wasn't a good situation for the Dodgers. Obviously, I mean, I agree that they should have released him, but at the same time, you also lose that arm in the rotation. So David Price not going to be coming back. Trey Turner, a big loss there, signed with the Phillies, 11 years, $300 million. Huge contract right there with the Phillies. Trey Turner, one of the best in the game. Simply one of the best in the game, and you lose him as well. And also, Dodgers lost Tyler Anderson, who was amazing for the Dodgers last year. He's heading across town to the Angels. You have Cody Bellinger, who has not been good lately, but still ex-MVP. He's heading to the Cubs. So is Edwin Rios, who's been blocked for years, mostly playing with AAA with the Dodgers, but he's going to have a chance to finally prove himself and see what he can do over in Chicago as well. Justin Turner, longtime Dodger, just a staple in that lineup at third base, and he'll be playing third, doing some DHing over in Boston. Chris Martin as well, a relief pitcher, is also heading to Boston. So you lose quite a bit, and to try to make up for that, the Dodgers have brought some guys on board. Obviously, you re-signed Kershaw. That's huge. NOAH SYNDERGAARD, another solid name, good starting pitcher, but maybe, his best years might be in the past. J.D. Martinez, same thing for him, but I think he's going to be solid. I think that signing's going to pay dividends for the Dodgers. J.D. Martinez is awesome, obviously, hitting into the gaps, bringing some power. It's 35 years old, so we'll see. David Peralta, also 35 years old. So did they really address the left field situation with David Peralta? I don't know. You signed Shelby Miller, who was really solid at times with the Giants last year, and he's coming back to LA, and Alexander Reyes is coming from St. Louis, and he'll be helping out in that bullpen as well. So a couple of bullpen arms. Yeah, I said J.D. Martinez, Syndergaard, Kershaw. I mean, that's three big names, but again, I mean, this is not the spectacular, insane offseason that the Dodgers usually have because they lost so much, and I just don't know if they did as much to replace him in free agency. They also gave up prospect Jacob Amaya to get Miguel Rojas from the Miami Marlins. Rojas has been around for a while. He's a .260 career hitter, but he only hit .236 last season. He has 6 home runs, so honestly not sure that I love that trade for the Dodgers because I like Jacob Amaya. I thought he was pretty good prospect, but it is what it is. You get Miguel Rojas, you get a guy, big league veteran, but he's 34 years old, so not really sure there. I mean, you look at the lineup right here, and Miguel Rojas, Miguel Vargas, Trace Thompson, David Peralta. I mean, look at this bottom four. This is not your typical Dodgers, like, holy shit lineup that scares the living daylights out of you. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not saying it's not good. It's very, very strong. I'm just saying in comparison to what I'm used to when I see a Dodgers lineup and I say this could be the all-star lineup practically. But you still got Mookie Betts, who is obviously one of the best in the game. You got Freddie Freeman, one of the best in the game. We have 2 MVP candidates here. Will Smith, one of the best catchers in the game. And then the powerful Max Muncy, who absolutely destroys Giants pitching. And, like I said, J.D. Martinez. J.D., stays on the field, which is a big key right there. I mean, he gets hurt from time to time, but nothing major. He hasn't played in less than 139 games over the last 5 years, unless you count 2020, which he played in 54 of the 60 games because that was the shortened season. So he stays healthy. That's a good thing. He hit 274 last year with 16 home runs. So the power numbers are down a little bit, but he still made the All-Star team. He hit 43 doubles. He is still a doubles machine. 42 doubles in 2021 is insane that he had 85 doubles in the last 2 years. Drove in 99 runs in 2021. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be excellent for the Dodgers. Just being totally honest right here. I think J.D. Martinez is going to bring what they want there in the middle of the order. Then you have David Peralta in left field. Like I said, I mean, from here down, I mean, is David Peralta a bad player? Of course not. But he's never been an all-star. He's not a superstar type player. Last year with the Rays and the D-backs, he hit 251, 12 home runs, 59 driven in. Brings you solid defense. He's won a Gold Glove. And that's it. And from here, Trayce Thompson, he's been around forever. I mean, Trayce Thompson has been in the organization. Obviously, well, he's bounced around. Looks like he ended up with Detroit and he's back now. But Trayce Thompson is obviously a familiar name in Los Angeles. Originally drafted by the White Sox, ended up with the Dodgers, bounced around a little bit. Obviously went to the Tigers. He's back now and had a decent year last year. Hit 268, and he's finally proved that maybe he can play in the big leagues. He hit 268 with 13 home runs, drove in 39 runs, but you don't really know what you're going to get from Trayce Thompson. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't expect him to be a big-time all-star, a big-time superstar. Miguel Vargas, another nice prospect that the Dodgers picked up from Cuba. He's moving up now, moving up in the world. We'll see what he can do. And you have veteran Miguel Rojas. Like I said, I mean, the bottom of that order is not typical Dodgers, scary as hell. It's just not. Still a very solid team, but we'll have to see. As far as their bench goes with Austin Barnes, Johnny Hernandez, Chris Taylor, Jason Hayward. Got to mention Jason Hayward, who they picked up, and he's swinging the bat well in spring training. But look, I mean, I'm not going to get, if I'm a Dodgers fan, which I'm not, I wouldn't get my hopes up for Jason Hayward to come and suddenly re-enter his prime again at this point in his career. This is a guy who hit 204 last year and hit 214 in 2021. I mean, he hasn't been really, really good for at least 3 or 4 years. So, I mean, just being totally honest, I'd say the same. I believe I would say the same stuff I'm saying now if I were a Dodgers fan or not a Giants fan, shall we say. But this is the honest truth. Like, you can't sit here and say, this offense was looking just as strong as it always does. Like, there's no way. But yet, again, you still got Freeman, Betts, Smith, Muncy, J.D. Martinez. J.D. Martinez is a key pickup. You didn't get J.D. Martinez and you just had plugged in, I don't know, Chris Taylor or Jason Hayward in the lineup instead for this sample lineup. Yeah, I'd say, I'd have big concerns at that situation. But you did pick up J.D. Martinez. You needed that for the middle of that order. And Chris Taylor is going to get a lot of starts as well. And Chris Taylor, he's an all-star as well. I'm not sure if he was last year, but he was recently been an all-star. And Chris Taylor is extremely reliable, solid player. Such a good contributor for the Dodgers all the time. Chris Taylor will definitely be there as well. Austin Barnes has been here forever and a day as well in Los Angeles. So, yeah, I mean, you have a strong offense. We'll look at some of the prospects who can help out too. It's a strong offense. Usually it's an A+ offense. Usually it's an insanely scary offense. This year, I mean, I wouldn't say it's an A+ at all. I mean, it's probably a B+, B. I mean, it's like, you have a lot of teams that have 3 or 4 big time hitters there in the middle of the order and a solid leadoff guy, and well, more than solid in Mookie Betts, one of the best in the game. But and then they kind of have 4 or 5 names that are just okay. A lot of lineups have this, and a bench that it could help out and could be pretty good. And one of the big reasons it's kind of the lineup is a little iffy is because you're missing Gavin Lux too, who just had knee surgery, supposed to miss the whole year. So Gavin Lux is going to miss most, if not the entire season, probably the entire year. And that hurts. That hurts really. I mean, that's bad. And like I said, you have Rojas and Vargas. That to me is not, it's not really going to bring enough to replace a Gavin Lux. I mean, the Dodgers may still have some work to do, some trades or whatnot, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, losing Gavin Lux really hurts this lineup. If there's that opportunity for the Padres or perhaps the Giants or D-backs to suddenly try to take over that NL West, this would be the season to do it. I'm not saying the Giants or D-backs are in a position to do so. I'm just saying, if you want to dethrone the Dodgers, I know the Giants did so in 2021, but this is a Dodgers team that just won, 111 games, the third best record in the history of the game. This is a Dodgers team that's usually completely stacked and unstoppable. Just to win the division in 2021, the Giants had to win a franchise record 107 games. I mean, that's the type of competition you're going to have in the Dodgers usually. Offensively, though, this might be the year where you can out-hit them. And then when we get to the rotation, Clayton Kershaw, just always good. Always good. 12-3 last year, 2.28 ERA. He is going to be 35 years old. That's the only thing. I mean, but that's really might not be that old. We see guys who are 40, 41, like Justin Verlander, who's still just tearing it up. So we don't know if he's going to have a great year, a good year. Julio Urias is absolutely fantastic. Tony Gonsolin has been a big pickup for the Dodgers here, a big signing or big draft pick for them. Had his best year by far last year, 16-1 record. What an incredible record, 2.14 ERA for Tony Gonsolin. Obviously his first All-Star team, and he is already an absolute superstar, and he's going to just get more notice around the league if he continues to pitch even close to that type of a performance. So Tony Gonsolin has just been fantastic. And then NOAH SYNDERGAARD, I mentioned him earlier, obviously a big pickup here to bolster that rotation a little bit. It's a big name here with Thor. I don't think he was too sharp in the World Series last year, if I remember, but he went 10-10 overall in 2022, 3.94 ERA, but he was coming off injuries and Tommy John surgery and things like that. So if you're a Dodgers fan, you just hope that he has an even better year this year. Still relatively young, like I said, 30.5 years old. So NOAH SYNDERGAARD has a chance to pitch well. And Dustin May has had some injury issues as well. Another big-time prospect for the Dodgers, and more, not really a prospect anymore. He's pretty much full-time big leaguer at this point in his career. And Dustin May, who is just filthy when he's on, is finally going to get a chance to have that full big league season where he can really show what he can do. I just remember in 2020, he pitched really well in the playoffs for the most part. I think in the World Series he had some issues, but Dustin May has got great stuff. And this is if this rotation can stay solid and healthy, it is going to be a very, very strong rotation for sure. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, you have NOAH SYNDERGAARD as your 4, and Kershaw, Urias, Gonsolin. This is the strength right here. This rotation is just going to have to stay healthy. It's going to have to stay strong. You can't have a bunch of down years. You can't have a bunch of injuries. You can't have Kershaw this year falling apart, because honestly, I just don't think the offense is strong enough to make up for that. The pitching is going to have to be on point. We'll look at some other guys who can come in and help with this rotation. Walker Buehler is not here because he had Tommy John. He's going to be missing most, if not all, of the season as well. So you have a couple of injuries, and Gavin Lux, Gavin Lux and Tommy John used to be on the Dodgers. It's been a little while, but you have Gavin Lux and you have Walker Buehler, who had Tommy John surgery, and he's going to be missing the entire season. Those two guys. So that's rough. And that hurts. That hurts quite a bit. The bullpen's going to have to be solid. I love this Shelby Miller signing, bringing him back to the Dodgers. Shelby Miller was really good for the Giants last year. That's all I can tell you. Phil Bickford, former Giants prospect, former first-round pick for the Giants, has really looked good in a Dodgers uniform. You have guys like Brusdar Graterol you picked up in that Mookie Betts trade, in that 3-team deal right there from the Twins. And Brusdar Graterol's got nasty stuff, obviously. Evan Phillips was absolutely lights out last year. 1.14 ERA in 63 innings. Gave up just 33 hits, 77 strikeouts. That turns out to be a fantastic pickup for the Dodgers. That they got him on waivers back in August of 2021. So Evan Phillips, just absolutely lights out right here. You're going to need him. I'm not sure how they're going to, you have multiple closers. Dave Roberts may go ahead and do a closer by committee thing, or, based on the situation. But the bullpen does look very strong. Alex Vesia, 2.15 ERA last year, 5-0 record, very solid. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. That's the thing. These guys, 54.1 innings, only 37 hits allowed. He did walk 24, but he struck out 79 batters. And in 2021, he had a 2.25 ERA. So he's done it for more than a season. So you have Phillips, Vesia, Graterol, Caleb Ferguson, another guy, Dodgers draft pick here, 1.82 ERA in limited innings last season. Small sample size, but he has been solid in his career here with the Dodgers. He also recently had Tommy John surgery, if I'm not mistaken. So Caleb Ferguson, hopefully comes back. For Dodgers fans, I say hopefully, hopefully is even better this year on behalf of Dodgers fans. Obviously, as a Giants fan, not necessarily hoping for that, but, don't wish ill will on anybody. So we'll see how Caleb Ferguson bounces back. He already bounced back, I should say. He bounced back last year. It was fantastic. So we'll see if he can be even better this year. So the Dodgers bullpen right there, you can see very, very solid. And, you have other guys as well here who can help out. So very, very solid bullpen, no doubt about that. Most of these guys are coming back except for Shelby Miller. And, it's the pitching is the strength here. The pitching is the strength. It just has to hold up, and everyone has to, not everyone, but if most of these guys come back and pitch like they can, pitch like they did last year, pitch like they've shown, NOAH SYNDERGAARD maybe has a little bit of a bounce back year, further removed from Tommy John surgery. You have Dustin May staying healthy and pitching well all year, and this strong bullpen. This pitching staff should be good enough to make up for any deficiencies that the offense has experienced in a relatively tough offseason with the Gavin Lux injury and surgery. And, you have a lineup, again, it just doesn't look as powerful as usual. But I'd say the bullpen looks about as good as usual, and the rotation pretty close. It does hurt without Walker Buehler, but assuming Kershaw's still Kershaw, Urias does what he can do, Tony Gonsolin has a season even sort of like last year, and assuming Syndergaard is slightly better this year than last year, which I expect, and assuming Dustin May can stay healthy, all of a sudden you have a really strong rotation as well. So also keep in mind, Blake Treinen is not listed. He is hurt as well, but Blake Treinen may return this year. Not really sure how severe that injury is. Last I checked, he plans to return at some point in 2023. So look for Blake Treinen as well. Just another name that just popped in my head as I'm looking at this bullpen here. But yeah, just looking at the team, still very solid, very good team. They're not as scary as usual because of the offense, and I feel like the pitching is about as good as usual, except for that maybe some of these guys a little bit older. You just don't know. Is Kershaw going to be Kershaw? That's the question. Is May going to stay healthy? He hasn't done that great he hasn't been that great at staying healthy during his career. So a few question marks, but overall, very, very solid team. And it's a scary freaking team, no doubt about it. Maybe not as scary as usual, but scary nonetheless. And then you have guys coming up. You have Diego Cartaya. You have Bobby Miller, right-handed pitcher, AAA, Miguel Vargas. Michael Busch is an absolute beast. I love this guy. He can just crush the ball and hit the gaps. Kind of a J.D. Martinez style, except he can also play the field, is what I was trying to say. He's not just a DH. So Michael Busch, really good hitter. Ande Pajes, outfielder, another solid guy. Gavin Stone, this is someone who could come up and help as well. He was moving up. He moved up the system quick. And guy's absolutely electric. And he's just killing it in spring training. He got a chance to make the freaking team out of spring training. I'm not really sure. But yeah, very, very strong arm here. There he is with the OKC Dodgers. Gavin Stone, look for him as well. Jose Ramos, so they got a Ramos of their own here. He's down in the lower minor leagues. Dalton Rushing, also in the lower minor leagues. So who's going to come up and help? James Outman. How can I not mention James Outman? I believe he had a home run at his first big league at bat. Dude is awesome. Great hitter. Big power, great speed, fantastic arm, just overall a fantastic player. He could definitely help as well out in that outfield position. Now, we mentioned left field earlier and how they signed Peralta. Look for James Outman, too. James Outman will be in the outfield this year for the Dodgers. He will spend some time there helping out this team. So big time prospects here. Michael Grove, it's a good minor league system and some good options here. But speaking of Diego Cartaya, did hit 22 home runs last year in the minor leagues, 254 average. He does strike out maybe a little bit more than you would like, but he could be a potential trade chip to try to get some help this season. I'm not even sure if that's been reported or that's out there. Just kind of speculation on my part that maybe the Dodgers could throw him in a deal to try to get some help this year, even though it says his current level is MLB. He hasn't really played that high in the minor leagues. It says that maybe because he's on the 40-man, but you have Diego Cartaya, could be possibly trade bait later this year. And that's pretty much what we're looking at this team. Are they going to win 111 next year? I mean, this year, I kind of doubt it. I mean, I just don't see that kind of offensive firepower to win 111 games again. The Dodgers are not quite as good this year. Doesn't really matter as long as you get in the playoffs and, especially if you win your division. But as far as their competition this year, well, we did a Diamondbacks preview. I think the Diamondbacks have improved. I think the Rockies still have some work to do, but I will have a Rockies preview soon. I don't think they're quite ready. You have the Giants. I think the Giants had a decent offseason. A lot of it depends on how healthy guys stay. We have a pretty solid base of veterans and good players and solid pitching like Logan Webb, and obviously picked up some pitching help with Ross Stripling and, a couple of guys like that. But overall, Giants, I don't know. And I just don't know if we're ready to dethrone the Dodgers in 2023. But if anyone is, it would be the San Diego Padres. The Padres have improved quite a bit. We'll have their preview coming. I have will be a collab preview for the Padres coming up. That should be coming up next Monday. So look forward to that here coming up in about 4 or 5 days. We'll have a Padres preview. So they're the team I think the Dodgers need to look out for. And I'm considering predicting the Padres to finish number 1 in the West. It's going to be, these are the 2 teams that are going to be, the main favorites to win the West, one or the other. The Giants will try to surprise again. I don't know if the Giants are quite ready yet. I hope they are. I'm a Giants fan, but just to be totally honest, I think the Giants and D-backs are going to fight for 3rd. I think that's just the way it's looking right now. And the Rockies, for the moment, look like they're still going to be in 5th place, in my opinion, but you never know. So, Dodgers, this is not, I don't think this year it's like Dodgers division to lose, right? Dodgers, it's all there. Like, no one else has a chance unless you win 107 games. I don't think you have to win. I'm going to say the Dodgers are about, look, they're good. They're freaking with that pitching and that rotation and that bullpen, and you still got some of the best players in the game offensively. Dodgers can win 100 games. I got them 95 to 100 games this year that they'll win this year. So even if the Padres are going to have to step it up, clearly everyone else is going to have to step it up if they're going to want to dethrone the Dodgers. That's just my thoughts. And I may still predict the Dodgers to finish in 1st place in the West. I think that they're probably, this consensus favorite, but just look out for the Padres. That's all I can say about that. So we'll see, ladies and gents. That's my quick preview on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I tried to get a collab video for this. I'm in touch with Dodgers Nation, with D-Mac. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to schedule it this year, but I'm hoping to have him either on the program next year, or maybe, if his availability and my availability match up, we could still go ahead and move forward, because I'd love to get his thoughts, his overall thoughts on the Dodgers this year. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not like a Giants fan trying just to hate on the Dodgers. Like, genuinely, I do think that with some untimely surgeries and an offense that doesn't quite look as scary as usual, I think this would be the year for another team to try to, win over 100 games and maybe take over the NL West crown. Padres look to me like they're in the best position to do that. Giants and D-backs, a lot would have to go right. It'd just have to be a magical year, but it has happened before. See 2021. So anything can happen. Dodgers are going to be in the playoffs, barring an absolute unforeseen circumstance that just would be just insane. Dodgers are a playoff team. They're very scary. They're very good, very strong, just not as good, not as scary. Lost quite a bit, replaced some of it. J.D. Martinez, I love the deal. What do you guys think, though? Let me know of the Dodgers this year. They're still very good. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm going to get some hate comments like, yeah, just a Giants fan is where you're talking. I'm not trying to talk crap, I'm just being totally honest. I think even Dodgers fans would agree, like, yeah, we're not quite as strong as usual offensively, but I think the pitching is going to be good enough. I could see that, and I kind of would agree with that. I think the pitching will be more than good enough for the Dodgers to easily make a playoff spot, and should be able to compete for a division championship, if not win it outright easily. But just look out for those Padres. I think the Padres are looking strong this year. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm also going to put a link up top to Humm Baby Prospects. It's a sister channel of Humm Baby. I'm trying to grow that one. We are going to be putting a lot of college and high school and minor league prospects. I have different people employed throughout the country, and they are going to high school games, college games, and minor league games to get footage for me. And I'm going to get a lot of footage from Dodgers prospects as well. I know people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and also as well as the Rancho Cucamonga area. So we're going to get some good Dodgers prospects footage this year. So go subscribe over there. I would appreciate it. See ya!